Hello.
The boy's a bit simple, but he's rather good with enchantments. One of those tranquil fellas actually called him a... what was it now? A savant. I had no idea such a thing existed.
Savant. What enchantments does he do?
He can fold lyrium into almost any weapon or piece of armor, though naturally some of the more extravagant materials will take more lyrium than others. It's a process that some of the master smiths back in Orzammar will perform, but my boy here is just as adept at it. Isn't that right, boy?
Enchantment!
And there you have it.
Okay, I want some enchanting done.
Enchantment!
Enchantment? Okay, what can we do? No, okay, I only have the Oathbreaker, and I can put a Journeyman Lightning Rune on it. +2 electricity damage. Alright, why not? Nice. And I have the effect there. Oh, that is cool. The lightning sword. Very cool. Okay, so what are you here for? Levi Dryden.
You're a hard man to find. Where are my manners? The name is Levi Dryden. Did Duncan ever mention me? Levi of the coins? Levi the trader?
Duncan never mentioned you, but my name is Tenno.
Really? He never told you of old Levi? We've known each other for years. But here I am carrying on while you have a blight to stop. Don't want to waste your time. But you see, Duncan promised that together we'd look into something important for the Wardens. And for me. But poor Duncan's... well, no more. A tragedy it is, at that. But I know he would want his work carried on. His pledge fulfilled.
What promise did Duncan make to you?
My family, well, past a bit checkered to see. Nobles look at us with disdain. My great-great-grandmother, Sophia Dryden, was the last Warden Commander of Ferelden back when the Wardens were known as freeloaders. So King Arlen banished the Wardens, and he took House Dryden's land and titles.
And what happened next?
Hard to say. After King Arlen died, there was a civil war, loads worse than this one. And our family was on the run, hunted by enemies, with nary a friend in the world. But Drydens are tough. We rebuilt, became merchants, and we never lost our pride.
Well, you know, like, if Duncan knew you... I mean, I only knew him for a short time because he died after we met in Ostagar. But maybe Alistair has heard Duncan say something about you. I mean, Alistair knows, or he knew Duncan for 6 months. If we could ask Alistair maybe if he knows him? So, what favor did you ask of Duncan?
I asked for the truth. My family reveres Sophia Dryden. We know she died at the old Grey Warden base, Soldier's Peak. We want evidence to clear her name. It won't restore our land or our titles, but it'll restore our honor.
I've never even heard of Soldier's Peak.
Well, no one's been to Soldier's Peak since Arlen's days. At least none that's come back. I spent years mapping the maze of tunnels to the peak, and I found the way a few years back. So I went to Duncan, I did, and I said that he could reclaim the old base and my family could have its honor.
But why didn't Duncan help you?
Darkspawn surfaced in southern Ferelden, and Duncan got plenty busy recruiting new wardens and meeting with good King Cailan. Duncan said he would help after the Battle of Ostagar. Said there might be useful things at the peak, but he never had the chance.
How will reclaiming the peak help the Wardens?
Soldier's Peak is strategic and symbolic importance. Duncan said that it would be worth it right there. He also hoped to recover lost Warden history and perhaps a few old relics. No one knows what's up there now.
Okay, and what do you need from me?
I can pick my way through the tunnels at the base of Soldier's Peak, but the place, well, they say it's haunted, and it'll be dangerous for certain. Will you think on it at least?
Alright. Your family's faith will be rewarded. I will help you.
1,000 blessings upon you, Warden. I'll mark down the location on your map. When you arrive, we'll pick our way through the tunnels together.
Alright, alright. History of the Dryden's. Let me take a look where it is. I cannot see it. Here. Whoa, new things. No, actually not new, but now I can actually go there. Brazilian outskirts, Flemish huts, Kari Wilds, Ostagar, Ben Lawrence land. These densely wooded lands provide much of the timber used in the region. Lee Killen and Docks, yeah, we had that. Redcliffe Village, Soldier's Pass as well, Frostback Mountains. Here's Soldier's Peak. Atop a maze of abandoned mining tunnels lies the old grey warden base of Soldier's Peak. And there's Denerim. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it might be a DLC. I would have to check that, but it's my assumption. We are currently in the party camp. Alright, alright, alright. So let's go and talk to our companions. Stan?
Why are we stopping?
I think we should talk for a moment.
There are darkspawn to be fought. Is this delay needful?
Are you alright? You were in that cage for weeks.
You are concerned. No need. I am fit enough to fight.
You said you were in the army.
I am.
Have you ever fought in a war?
I have always fought in war, Elf.
What do you mean by that?
My people have been at war since the moment we set foot in the Northern Islands.
So the Kunari don't come from the islands?
We do now.
Where did you come from before?
Somewhere else.
Can you be more specific?
No. I was
alright.
born in Seheron. Of the land we came from, I know nothing, not even its name. I do not see how this matters. Seheron and Parvolan are distant. Ferelden and the Darkspawn are immediate.
True. Let's go.
As you wish.
I mean, I don't want to give him any reason to not like me. It's just I want to know a little bit, but I don't want to go too far and say like, alright, but I need to know, I need to know, I need to know. Because then he's like, but I don't want to tell you. And then he gets pissed. Alistair?
What do you need?
Do you want to talk about Duncan?
You don't have to do that. I know you didn't know him as long as I did.
It doesn't mean that I don't mourn his loss.
I should have handled it better. Duncan warned me right from the beginning that this could happen. Any of us could die in battle. I shouldn't have lost it, not when so much is riding on us, not with the Blight and everything. I'm sorry.
There's no need to apologize.
I'd like to have a proper funeral for him. Maybe once this is all done, if we're still alive. I don't think he had any family to speak of.
Well, he had you.
I suppose he did. It probably sounds stupid, but part of me wishes I was with him, in the battle. I feel like I abandoned him.
But he saved your life by sending you to the tower.
Yes, I know. I think he came from High Ever, or so he said. Maybe I'll go up there sometime. See about putting up something in his honor. I don't know. The Dalish don't practice cremation, do they? How do your people honor your dead?
Well, we bury them and plant a tree over the remains.
That sounds quite beautiful. Life springing from death. Thank you. Really, I mean it. It was good to talk about it, at least a little.
Maybe I'll go to High Ever with you when you go.
I'd like that. So would he, I think.
And he also gives us +5 approval. Nice. Hey, Dominicos.
Oh, why, you little...
What? What?
Your furry friend here took offense at me getting near his food. He snapped at me, look.
There's hardly any blood drawn. Still, he shouldn't have. He whines and hangs his head. Oh, come on, Dominicos.
Sometimes I forget that he's a war dog. That'll teach me.
Can I talk to Dominicos?
I once heard a really old legend about how the hound warriors in the days of the old tribes would feed their Mabari the flesh of the vanquished.
What? Come on, Alistair.
Well, that's what I heard anyway. It would sometimes be human flesh.
Ah, come on.
Oh, like you can tell the difference. For all you know, maybe you've already been fed something. Someone.
It's enough, Alistair. It's enough. I'd never feed you another human being.
It's not cannibalism if he's eating it, you know.
Yeah. You can be angry at Alistair for that. Alright. Then we can talk to Liliana.
Yes?
I'd like to talk.
Well, here I am.
This vision of yours.
I knew this would come up sooner or later. I don't know how to explain, but I had a dream. In it, there was an impenetrable darkness. It was so dense, so real. And there was a noise, a terrible, ungodly noise. I stood on a peak and watched as the darkness consumed everything. And when the storm swallowed the last of the sun's light, I fell, and the darkness drew me in.
So you dreamt of the Blight?
I suppose I did. That was what the darkness was, no? When I woke, I went to the Chantry's gardens, as I always do. But that day, the rosebush in the corner had flowered. Everyone knew that bush was dead. It was grey and twisted and gnarled, the ugliest thing you ever saw. But there it was, a single beautiful rose. It was as though the Maker stretched out his hand to say, even in the midst of this darkness, there is hope and beauty. Have faith.
And this made you want to help me?
In my dream, I fell. Or maybe I jumped. I'd do anything to stop the Blight. I know that we can do it. There are so many good things in the Maker's world. How can I sit by while the Blight devours everything?
The Chantry says the Maker has left us.
He's still here. I hear him in the wind and the waves. I feel him in the sunlight that warms my skin. I know what the Chantry says about the Maker, and what should I believe? What I feel in my heart, or what others tell me?
Believe what feels right to you, Liliana.
Thank you. It's nice to find someone who agrees. I know what I know, and no one will ever make that untrue.
Also got +4 approval from her. Nice. Okay, let's talk to our mod friend Roland.
Yes? What can I do for you?
I want to ask you a question about the past.
Of course.
I have nothing to ask, okay?
I'll be here when you do then.
Okay.
Yes? What can I do for you?
I want to ask you a question about what happened.
Of course.
What happened at the castle?
Maker knows. We were all caught by surprise. Hal had been on good terms with the family for years. Nobody suspected anything. The soldiers arrived in the morning as planned to march to battle, but they attacked us instead. I tried so hard to save the castle and everyone in it. I could not.
It's not your fault it fell.
I know that, to an extent. I just can't stop thinking that all my hard work and training could not prevent that from happening.
You did your best.
Thank you. You are very kind. But this taught me a hard lesson I will not forget.
Do we have more to say?
My friend, I have to admit that I am curious about the role and responsibilities of a Grey Warden.
Okay.
I understand that the rites involved in the ceremony are kept secret. But please tell me, how does one become a Grey Warden?
Just drank some darkspawn blood and here I am.
So drinking Darkspawn blood makes you a Grey Warden? I'm sure it must entail something else aside from that. My only future was to be a mere soldier, a knight at the castle, or perhaps an army commander someday. But when Duncan arrived and showed interest in me, I was ecstatic. I was thinking that maybe I could not only fight at your side, but become a warden myself.
It's not so easy. It requires other unknown ingredients.
It's a shame that you don't know anything else about the joining. There must be some document still, somewhere. Maybe?
Recruits can die if their bodies can't withstand the taint.
So only the fittest survives. I'd like to think Duncan saw something in me that led him to believe I would survive as well. What you tell me is a bit disturbing, but I think I would have tried nevertheless.
I guess it's a risk every hopeful has to take.
One that I'm still willing to take, if I ever have the chance. I'd like to live that life.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe in the future you can try. Alright, so... Morrigan.
What do you wish of me?
I'd like to ask you something.
If you must.
How did you become a shape changer?
I was not born such. 'Tis a skill of Flemeth's, taught over many years in the wilds. The chastened have tales of we witches, saying that we assume the forms of creatures to watch them from hiding. When a child is alone and separate from his tribe, that is when we strike, dragging the young boy kicking and screaming to our lair to be devoured. A most amusing legend.
Your mother has been doing this for a long time then?
Changing her form, certainly. Devouring lost children, I cannot say. She has not done it in my experience, though in truth my lifespan is but a fraction of her own. Why do you ask? Is there something specific you wish to know?
Did you spend a lot of time as an animal?
There were nights when the wilds called to me, 'tis true. You look upon the world around you and you think you know it well. I have smelled it as a wolf, listened as a cat, prowled shadows that you never dreamed existed. But my life is as a human. I am under no illusions to the contrary.
There have been Dalish keepers who use similar magic.
Oh? Then I have no doubt your people do much to keep their talents well hidden from humans. I wonder if I was to ask one of your keepers of the origin of their magics, if there would be any relation to what I was taught.
Well, we don't know much about our origins, I'm afraid.
Ah, this makes sense according to what I know of the elves. Alas.
Can you change into other human forms as well?
The form of an animal is different from my own. One may study the creature, learn to move as it does, think as it does. In time, this allows one to become as it is. I gain nothing by studying another human. I already am the same as they are. I learn nothing. So the answer is no, my human form is the only one I possess.
But it sounds like it would be possible if you would like to try. Can anyone become a shape changer?
Anyone with sufficient will. But the act of transformation is a magical one. 'Tis a spell and thus requires a mage's talents.
Alright.
If you had a notion to learn such a skill for yourself, sadly, you must remain disappointed.
Well, that's all I wanted to ask.
Indeed. Have you an opinion on my abilities, then? Am I an unnatural abomination to be put to the torch?
Oh, of course not. Maybe tied to a flagpole and tickled?
I wouldn't advise it. But enough of such talk. Let us proceed, lest the dust gather on us.
I mean, that was just a joke. But let me also ask you something about personal things, because that was the option I
What
saw.
do you wish of me?
I'd like to discuss something personal.
We are in camp, so 'tis as good a time as any.
No, I'm not gonna ask her why she's still here. Okay, forget about that. Let's talk to her later then. That is all we have here in our camp, it seems. What is this? A small hole? Weird. And we have our tents here. 1, 2, 3, 4 tents only. 5 tents with Morgans. Well, alright. I talked to them all right. Yes. Do I have to sleep? No, I don't sleep. I can move on. Okay, so I will take Roland with me.
Of course.
Because I want to hear a bit more of him. No, wait, actually,
Blast it!
I think I will take him in the Circle of Magi with me. So I had Stan before, let's take Alistair.
Yes.
We only have one rogue, so I have to take the rogue. And only one mage. So, yeah, accept. So, what my plan is, or actually, I would like to go to... Yeah, actually, you can see that this is DLC, yeah. Because they are, like, orange-like. So, first of all, I want to go to the Brazilian outskirts, because there is the... There should be some Dalish. And we can ask them to join our cause. Afterwards, I would like to go to the tower. This is where I can take Roland with me. Then to Redcliffe Village and talk to Al Eamon to get his help. Actually, if we're here and close to the tower, we can also go to the Ben Lawrence lands afterwards. And if we are here, Redcliffe Village, we can also go then afterwards to the Soldiers Pass. And then to the Frostback Mountains to get help from the dwarves. And afterwards, I would say we go to Soldiers Peak and then to Dinnerham. So we're gonna make a huge circle like this. But first, Brazilian outskirts.
Brazilian, my friend. You have come a long way. I give you the welcome of our clan. These are curious companions you have. Might I ask the purpose of your visit?
I have come on behalf of the Grey Wardens, sister.
The Grey Wardens? You have joined their ranks? How unusual! Excuse my surprise. I will take you to the Keeper right away.
My thanks.
I see we have a guest. And one of our own, no less.
This one is from one of our sister clans to the north, Keeper, but claims to have come on behalf of the Grey Wardens.
The Grey Wardens? How unusual that one of our own should join their ranks. How did such a thing occur?
Well, they need all the assistance they can get.
It is as I feared, then. Very well. Let us speak. Masirinus Mithra, you may return to your post.
Manuvinen, Keeper.
Now, perhaps we might introduce ourselves. I am Zathrian, Keeper and Haran of this clan. You are?
My name is Tanil. A pleasure to meet you.
If you came to bring news of the Blight in the south, it is not needed. I had already sensed its corruption. I would have taken the clan north by now, had we the ability to move. Sadly, as you can see, we do not.
Yes, it seems like you've had your own troubles. What are the odds?
Do not allow our troubles to burden you, though I suspect they may impact your mission. I imagine you are here regarding the treaty we signed centuries ago. Unfortunately, we may not be able to live up to the promise we made. This will require some explanation. Please, follow me.
All right. Seems like you have troubles of your own.
The clan came to the Brazilian forest 1 month ago, as is our custom when we enter this part of Ferelden. We are always wary of the dangers in the forest, but we did not expect the werewolves would be lying in wait for us. They ambushed us, and though we drove the beasts back, much damage was done. Many of our warriors lie dying as we speak. Even with all our magic and healing skill, we will eventually be forced to slay our brethren to prevent them from becoming beasts. The Blight's evil must be stopped, but we are in no position to uphold our obligations. I am truly sorry.
There are actual werewolves in the forest.
There was a time in Ferelden's history when werebeasts roamed the lands in great numbers. Spirits possessed animals and turned them into horrific monsters. The humans warred against and destroyed these creatures. No doubt their tales of those days grow ever more inaccurate.
Flemeth tells tales of such a time. Packs of possessed wolves akin to abominations roaming the land. It was a terrible age, now long past.
The werebeasts are not all gone from this land, and the ones that stalk the Brazilian forests are proof of this.
Why did these beasts attack you?
They are savage and unrelenting. They need no reason to attack anyone. What is curious, however, is the ambush. We expect werewolves to be no more cunning than a rabid wolf. The ambush suggests a level of intelligence we've never seen before.
Maybe they aren't as unintelligent as you think.
I doubt that. The very curse that is in their blood fills them with an unreasoning rage that precludes any true thought.
Is there no way to help your men?
The affliction is a curse that runs rampant in their blood, bringing great agony and then ultimately either death or a transformation into something monstrous. The only thing that could help them must come from the source of the curse itself. And that would be no trivial task to retrieve.
You're going to ask me to get it anyhow, right?
I would not ask such a thing of anyone. You asked, did you not? Within the Brazilian forest dwells a great wolf. We call him Witherfang. It was within him that the curse originated, and through his blood that it has been spread. If he is killed and his heart brought to me, perhaps I could destroy the curse. But this task has proven too dangerous for us. I sent some hunters into the forest a week ago, but they have not returned. I cannot risk any more of my clan.
Have you considered seeking outside help?
From whom? The Children of the Stone? The Shemlin? Do you truly think they have time to spare for us?
You said you could perhaps destroy the curse.
There is no guarantee that this will work, as I suspect. But it's the only hope we have left.
I'll find this Witherfang for you.
I must warn you that more than werewolves lurk in the Brazilian forest. It has a history full of carnage and murder, you see. Where there is so much death, the veil separating the spirit realm from our own becomes thin, allowing spirits to possess things, living or dead. But if you can indeed help, then I wish you luck.
I have some questions for you.
Make them quick, if you please. I have much to do here. My apprentice Lanaya or Sayrel, the clan's storyteller, could provide you with answers just as easily.
How do I find Witherfang? Do you have any advice?
Watch for the white wolves. They are his eyes and ears in the forest.
Could you tell me more about this curse the hunters suffer from?
There is not much to say. It stemmed originally from Witherfang, but now any werewolf may infect someone with it.
So did all werewolves everywhere stem from Witherfang?
No. The ones from this forest, however, do.
So if a werewolf bites me, then I will become infected?
It is possible, but not guaranteed. The only way to protect against the curse is not to be bitten.
How do you know if you have been infected by the curse?
You will know within a matter of days. You will begin to sweat and vomit, and most tellingly, your temper will become wild and uncontrollable. If that happens to you, you should seek out Witherfang even more swiftly. Your mission at that point will be rather personal.
And how did this curse start?
That is a long tale I do not have time to tell. Ask Sayrel about it if you wish.
I want to ask you about something else.
Go on then.
No, actually I should go.
I must return to caring for my people. Creator's speed on your way.
Okay, so I would say let's look around the Danish camp, talk to some people, and then head out and try to save the people from those werewolves.